So TwitchCon was just this past weekend, and I had a fantastic time, not only with my friends and everyone who went, but also with the announcements that were made. Multi-streaming is now available to everyone. This isn't something you've got to get special permission for. It is allowed. You can now stream on Kick, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, everything at the same time. Twitch will not ban you, or it's not against TOS, but there are some exceptions and rules in that you have to follow. They've got 3 things, and we definitely need to unpack those. But we're going to do it from the perspective of questions from a community member and a fellow streamer. Her name is Affinity Ames, and I would love for you to be able to go check her out. Her information's down in the description. She's a fantastic Aussie streamer, but we're actually going to answer her questions to talk about all of the new updates, and I'll put them here at the bottom. So her first question is, can you have alerts for multiple platforms pop up on your stream? Now, the answer to this is technically no. And what you see is on their rules, I believe point 3 is that you have to be able to leave the Twitch experience like a Twitch experience. Now, we actually sat inside the room with Dan Clancy, me and a whole bunch of other streamers when he was discussing this specific point. And he said that he wants to be able to keep the Twitch community as the Twitch community, which means that the broadcast, the things that happen on the screen, the chat, all of that needs to still be Twitch and community based. And that was how he kind of drove it. He said what Twitch has is special, other platforms don't have it, and he wants to keep it that way. Number 2, does running multi-stream take a lot more effort for your PC or whatever you're using to stream? The answer to that is yes and no. It can, but it doesn't have to. I'm going to release a video probably in the next couple of days, which is talking about some free opportunities for you to be able to do multi-streaming to multiple platforms, even at different resolutions, bit rates, and everything to match those platform requirements and even just give you more opportunity. But even that one will require some more system resources. There are services that will do it for you for less, or even not even taxing your system anymore, like Restream or some other platforms that might be included in something like with Streamlabs Ultra. I'll leave some links for some of that stuff down in the description, and I've covered them before in previous videos, but I'll do an updated video this week knowing these changes and discuss them while we're doing that. But to answer the question, if you're going to encode each individual stream on your computer, yes, it's going to use more system resources, it's going to use more of your encoder, and in some ways you might actually have to turn down some of your encoder presets to make sure that you don't overload your encoder, but depending on your card, how many streams you're doing, how much bitrate, the quality you're requesting, etc. So it's best to test before you go live for the first time and really see what the limit of your encoder is. The third question is, what if a viewer reports you for breaking TOS, which is terms of service, by having both chats on your stream? Are you able to find out who is doing the reports, and what's the best way to handle those things if you don't know who is doing them? So what Ames is referring to is technically one of the things that was discussed is having a combined chat on screen. So that would be like taking a service like Restream or any of the other ones, like what we're going to talk about later this week with Botrix, to actually take all of your platform chats, combine them into one thing, put that source on your screen so that everyone who's watching your stream can be able to see all of your chats from different places. And the truth of it is, yes, that is against TOS, and it's clearly said inside TOS that you can't do that. But Ames's question is, what can you do if somebody reports you? Well, the truth is, you're not told if somebody reports you, and you're obviously not going to be able to get the name of that person. And in some ways, you really shouldn't be the one reaching out to those people to fight against a TOS piece there. In reality, if you choose to do that and you combine your sources on your screen, you are breaking terms of service. But just like in the past, affiliates have been multi-streaming for a long time, including people who are not even affiliate. And there's a bunch of other things that happen against TOS that also are not being policed. So when it comes to having chat on the screen, this is the way that I see it. Is it against TOS? Sure. How are they going to be able to police that? That's up to Twitch. But in that same case, they're saying that it's against TOS because anything can pop up on any of those other platform chats and now is baked into your stream. And whatever is said inside that, you are responsible for it as the content creator, not the people from the other platforms. They can't moderate the other platforms. But in that same case, people can watch YouTube videos, pull up Twitter posts, pull up Instagram posts, TikToks, pull up any of those other things, and that's not considered or that's not being policed. I think it's hard to be able to say that you're going to be able to police the combined chat. Sure, it'll be a static overlay that stays on the screen, easy to see all of that time, but it's hard to be able to say that you're going to only police that and basically ban people because of that when other social media platforms with completely different rules and completely different sets are always being used for viewership on this platform. So this is kind of leading into the later part, but I don't think that rule will stick around for too long, but I can't predict the future. Just know that if you do combine your chats on screen, it will be against TOS, but I will be doing it. So use that information as you will. Next question. What bots do you recommend for Kick/YouTube? I personally use Mix It Up for Twitch. There are a lot of different bots, and honestly, you could use things that make everything really simple. A couple to take a look at, we'll talk about later this week. Botrix, Botrix, is a platform that kind of was birthed out of Kick, but in that same case, they have multi-platform alerts, multi-platform chat, multi-platform points leveling system, everything you could possibly imagine. They have goal counters, follower labels, a bunch of things that you can put onto your stream for multiple platforms with one sign-in. You just go ahead and connect all of your accounts. Your alerts are all combined into one browser source. Your chat is all combined into one browser source. If you're looking for a one-size-fits-all that includes Kick, because not every platform does right now, Botrix is a really good one. Mix It Up is a great bot, but I don't think they have full support for all platforms. Please correct me down below. Places like Streamlabs as well as Stream Elements don't support Kick right now. If you're trying to do alerts for that specific platform, you probably need to consider a different bot, at least for that platform that is supported. And the last piece of this, Ames asked me to clarify a statement that was made, and it says, also address this. It was brought up by one of my mods. And the statement is, can I use third-party tools that combine activity from other platforms or services, such as chat, that I can use for personal use? Basically, like I can see the combined chat as the streamer, but it not be public to the viewer. And then they follow up with a clarification. So from understanding, this is what they said. So from my understanding, this is what it seems, that you're allowed to have both chats on one service so that you, the streamer, can keep up with it, but it is not allowed to be shown on the stream. That is true. That is exactly what Dan Clancy said himself. You can combine your chats all you want. You can actually do that with a lot of different services to be able to see all of your combined chat. Restream is actually what I'm using to be able to see all of my chats combined in a nice little neat thing. Botrix can also do it as well. But the truth is, yes, as a streamer, you can combine it to be able to see it. But from a TOS standpoint, the moment you put that on your screen as an overlay, it is against terms of service with the current rules that are there. And I'm recording this October 25th, not even a week after they've been announced from TwitchCon 2023. I hope that this clears up some confusion or anything that you might have as a streamer when it comes to these rules. And honestly, drop down in the comments and tell me what are your thoughts. And I'll give you my opinion on it right now. But the truth is, you go down there and comment, pause this video before you answer, because I'm curious to see what your thoughts are before you hear what I say. In my opinion, this is a huge move for Twitch. We saw so much this weekend that was great, not only for Twitch streamers, but also for Twitch viewers. Clip discovery, browsable clips, featured clips, a TikTok-like scrollable thing for clips, stories were announced. So much stuff to be able to equip creators to make them be more discoverable on the platform. Huge. And allowing them to multicast, absolutely amazing. But when it comes to this specifically, and when we're talking about multicasting and the things you're not allowed to do, this one doesn't make sense to me. I get it from where Dan Clancy is saying he wants to keep community on the platform. And sure, I was in the room with him when he made these statements, and he very much believed exactly what he was saying, that a Twitch has a community that other platforms don't have. And in some ways, sure, I agree with that. But long term, I don't think that this is going to be something that A, can be policed effectively and moderated effectively, knowing their track history of being able to do it. But in that same case, it doesn't make sense that this is where they would draw the line. Like no combined chat on screen, and very much putting that in the facts on their blog post and things multiple times, that no combined chat on screen. Do I get it? Yes. Platforms like Kick have less when it comes to moderation on the stream, so things can be said in their chat box that if you do have it combined, that would not necessarily be TOS approved on other platforms. Very much a true thing. And in that same case, it's not just Twitch having a problem at that point. I guess YouTube or Facebook could also be able to say those exact same things. And they probably have the same provisions. I haven't looked into them because they're usually not as controversial as changes made on Twitch. All this to say, I'm going to be streaming on multiple platforms, which I've been doing. And I'm going to continue to showing combined chat, which I've been doing. And I don't think that it's going to be a problem. And the truth is, if I'm banned on Twitch, I'm banned on Twitch, I'll make an appeal process, and if I'm the one who's the sacrificial lamb for combining my chat on stream, then so be it. But I think that this move to do this is just one more opportunity to hold Twitch above all of the competition, which can be great, except you need to be a part of all of the services in some way if you want to be able to grow as a small streamer. The truth is, if you're sticking to one platform because you have some kind of brand loyalty, that kind of defeats the purpose of being a creator in a lot of ways, especially when you're trying to diversify your content and find places to put content, eyeballs on your content. You know, posting YouTube videos like this to be able to make content and get revenue and to get views while you're asleep, sure, but also to live stream on these platforms that you might find viewers on Kick or Facebook or YouTube that really will follow you, and your niche fits better on those platforms than on Twitch. But you have the opportunity to stream on all as long as you have the hardware, the know-how, and the want to be able to learn to do it. All right, that's a big rant, but the truth is, if you're going to multi-stream, I think this is a great opportunity. Twitch, it's a W in my opinion for you to make this change. I do think that this chat thing, this needs to go away, but I have a suspicion that it won't stick around for too much longer. If you want more streaming tech tips and tricks, take this one right here and go ahead and check out that playlist. But future me is going to put the tutorial video for multi-streaming right here. I'll put an old one in first and then put the replaced one later. Yeah, and make sure you go check out Affinity Ames. All of her stuff's down in the description. She is fantastic. Like I said, an Australian streamer. She's wonderful. You got to get to know her. We'll see you in the next one.